I am Garfield Parker, an historian and storyteller for the Holley Graded School in Lottsburg, Virginia. I will be talking about 3 enslaved men from the Northern Neck, Northumberland and Lancaster Counties. Their names are Edward Sorrell, William Laws, and James Causey. I am James Causey, an enslaved man in Northumberland County, Virginia in 1775. Life on the plantation near Burgess has been filled with backbreaking labor and unending suffering. Yet, despite the chains that bound me, a burning desire for freedom never left my heart. Master came to me with the word. He said that if my son William and I didn't join the fight for the colonies in the Navy, he would sell the rest of my family. The thought of my family being torn apart was hurtful. So with heavy hearts, father and son went to war. We were assigned to the ship called the Dragon. Life at sea was unlike anything we had ever experienced, but we quickly learned the ropes. William and I found solace in each other's company, our bond growing stronger amidst the chaos of war. Every day, we worked tirelessly, hoping that our service would earn the freedom Master had hinted at. The battles were fierce and terrifying. Cannon fire roared, and the stench of gunpowder filled the air. We fought not just for the colonies, but we fought for our own liberation. On the Dragon, we faced dangers and challenges, but the hope of freedom kept us going. William was brave and steadfast, his determination a mirror of my own. One stormy night, after a particularly grueling battle, I looked at William and saw a man, not just my son. We were no longer just slaves, we were sailors, fighting for the cause greater than ourselves. The revolution had given us a chance to fight for our dignity and the hope of a better future. After months of grueling service, the war began to turn in favor of the colonies. Our contribution had not gone unnoticed. As promised, Master granted us our freedom. We returned to the plantation, not as enslaved men, but as freed men. The journey had been perilous, but it was worth every moment. William and I had fought for our freedom and won, not just for ourselves, but for our family. The freedom of liberty had become our reality. My name is William Laws, and I was born into bondage on a big plantation in Northumberland County, Virginia. The year was 1775. For as long as I can remember, I've toiled under the hot sun, my back aching from the lash of the overseer's whip. The dream of freedom flickered in my heart, the stubborn flame refusing to be snuffed out. When the American Revolution began, the master of the plantation was called upon to support the colonial cause. Desperate for men, he decided to send me to fight in his place. I was assigned to a ship named Defiance, patrolling the Chesapeake Bay. To him, I was just another tool, a means to an end. But to me, it was an opportunity, a chance to grasp that freedom that I had longed for my entire life. Life aboard the Defiant was harsh, but it was a different kind of harshness than the fields. The sea was wild and unforgiving, yet it carried a smell of freedom. I learned quickly, pulling my weight alongside sailors who looked at me with a mixture of pity and scorn. They were fighting for their liberty, while mine was still in a distant dream. During a skirmish with a British vessel, I saw a chance. Amidst the chaos and the smoke, I had a daring move that helped secure a colonial victory. The captain, recognizing my bravery, promised to put a word in for me. Months passed. The war dragged on, yet hope had taken root in my heart. When we finally docked after a particularly grueling mission, I was called before the captain. With a solemn nod, he handed me a parchment declaring my freedom. I am Edward Sorrell, an enslaved man on a plantation near Lancaster in Northumberland County, Virginia. My life has been bound by chains, but my spirit has always yearned for freedom. I spent my days working the fields, my back bent and my hands calloused. When the American Revolution began, my master called me to his side. His face was hard and his words harsher. Edward, he said, if you don't fight for the colonies, I'll sell your family. The thought of my wife and children being torn from me was unbearable. I had no choice but to go to war. They put me in the infantry, marching me and the others until we were bone tired. The endless marches took us through forests and fields, over hills and rivers. My feet ached, my muscles burned, but the promise of freedom kept me going. I told myself that every step brought me closer to a new life for me and my family. I was with George Washington at Yorktown. The battle was fierce, the air thick with smoke, and the cries of the wounded men. I fought with everything I had, my heart pounding with fear and determination. The roar of the cannons and muskets were deafening, but amidst the chaos, I saw a chance for freedom. In the heat of the battle, I was wounded. The pain was sharp and immediate, but I couldn't stop. I pushed through, driven by the thought of my family. I knew that if I survived this, there might be a future for us. When the smoke cleared and the victory was ours, I lay on the battlefield, my wound throbbing. Despite the pain, a small flame of hope burned within me. The war had given me a chance to prove myself, to earn a sliver of freedom in a world that denied me my humanity. A fight for freedom was far from over, but Yorktown had given me a glimpse of what could be. As I lay there, I vowed to continue the struggle, to never give up until my family and I were truly free.